you be mad at Kyrie Irving? This video is brought to you by The Officer Tatum Store. The Officer Tatum Store. Get the merch link in the description section. Remember that we have the huge discount. All you do is click at the tab at the top, and you will see the discounted items. They'll have sale next to them, and you will see the marked down price. Also, if you're a veteran, I say this every time. I have to beat it in your head because a lot of people don't know, and they go in the store and they don't know they have life benefits on the store. So if you're a veteran, dependent, if you're active military, associated with the military. If you are a police officer, firefighter, EMT, nurse, doctor, work at the hospital, if you're a truck driver, if you are on low income, if you are on fixed income, if you are on unemployment, you get a benefit. If you're a student, if you're a teacher, whether you're a kindergarten teacher, K through 12, or you work at a university, all of you guys get a significant lifelong discount on my store. Always, as long as you're in that position, you get a discount on my store. So take advantage of that. Like and subscribe to the channel. Now, let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen, and ladies, transition kind of sucked this time, but don't worry about it because the video is more important than the transition, okay? I don't even like that word transition. They didn't mess that whole word transition up. Kyrie Irving. I want to talk about Kyrie Irving just real quick because it goes in full circle. At the beginning of this, he said, I'm standing for freedom. I'm gonna let him speak for himself in a second. He said, I'm standing for freedom. He took the punches. He took the ridicule. He took the criticism. He came all the way back around, and now they've released all the restrictions, and now he's back to playing. He never took a step past or took a step beyond what his mission was. He never went too far, never not did enough to stand for freedom and stand for what he believed in. I respect the man that does that. I may not agree with the BLM stuff, but I respect the man that stand on the principles in which he established from the very beginning. Let him talk and let me not talk too much. Roll the film.
Point of this season for me was never to just take a stand. It was really to make sure that I'm standing on what I believe in freedom. Freedom. I don't think that's a word that gets defined enough in our society.
True. About
the freedom to make choices.
I don't know why it cut out right there, which is weird.
Whether that carries over into nuances of our society that, politicians control, the government controls, or things people that empower, the powers may be, right, that control. I'm standing for freedom. So that's in all facets of my life. And there's nobody that's enslaving me. There's nobody telling me what I'm going to do with my life. And that's just the way I am. And if I get tarnished, in terms of my image and people try to slander my name continuously because, those aren't things that I forget. I haven't forgotten anything that anybody said. I don't read everything, but I definitely read some things that put my family's name in a certain position that I believe are unfair. I've been discriminated against. People have said things that have been biased. They've gone against their own morals, and where we live in today, I have such a strong moral code of just being honest, being truthful, following God's guidance, and just living with the results. But in terms of that's a selfless. I'm a servant, so I'm comfortable being in that position.
Now, I love what he had to say. How does this relate to you? Many of us have been put in a similar position, not dabbling with hundreds of millions of dollars, but we have been put in a position where you have to take a stand. At some point, you have to stand. At some point, you have to find that hill and say, I'm willing to go out on this hill with my head held high. I don't care what it is. I don't care what the consequences are. I'm willing to stand on this hill, and this is it. Let me just speak real quick. There's going to come a point in time in your life where you're going to have to draw a line in the sand. You have to draw the line at some point in your life. And a lot of people are afraid to draw a line because they're afraid of what's going to happen when that line gets crossed, because inevitably it's going to get crossed by somebody, by some circumstance, by a situation, but maybe even you cross your own line. You have to draw a line in the sand and say, here is where I take a stand. You have retreated enough. How much more are you going to retreat before you take a stand? Everybody gets pushed into that corner, and some people are too afraid. They don't want to draw that line because that means that mom and daddy going to violate that line and you're not going to be able to associate with them like you used to, and you're afraid of that. Your best friend that you've been knowing since y'all was in middle school, you draw that line, it's going to drive a wedge, and you don't want that. So you let them step all over you until they back you into a corner. And they don't care about your line. They're going to back you into a corner. They're going to shun you until they don't want to be your friend no more and make you feel bad about you standing up for God's principle and constitutional values. Don't be that person. That's why I resonate so much with Kyrie Irving. I'm not a basketball fan. I'm not a Kyrie Irving fan because I don't even know. I never watched the guy. But I hear the things that he say, and I'm with it when it comes to drawing a line in the sand. And for me, and of course, it's easy for me to talk versus other people because I work for myself. If I don't get the ouchie, then it don't matter because I'm not going to fire myself. And the people that work with me, I don't like to say people work for me, people that work with me, they don't have to worry either. So we're in a different climate. But some people are not in that position. Some people are looking at getting rid of their retirement or losing their retirement. Some people are losing a job. Being exiled from the family, divorcing a spouse, which I don't agree with divorce, but that's what it has come to with your spouse. That if you take a stand, that's what's going to happen. But ladies and gentlemen and ladies, trust and be reassured that when you take a stand for the right reasons, God will take care of the rest. Trust me. You take a stand for the right reasons, God will take care of you. On this side or the other, you will be taken care of. There's no person, no mention in the Bible, anybody's success story. Listen to anybody. If you take a godly stand and a righteous stand, God will make sure you are protected. Kyrie Irving just recovered, and he give the honor to God. He recovered from all that drama. It came in full circle. God made sure he was all right because he stuck with the principle. If he wouldn't have, he may have took the thing and got sick and died. Who knows? Other people may not have been bold enough to take a stand like he did if he would have folded. That's all I need to say. Love you guys. See you on the next one. I'm out.